again, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'd like to help kick off the premiere of an exciting new comedy show, which you're all going to enjoy for a long, long time, starring Tom and Dick Smothers. Now, first of all, they really are brothers. They were born in New York City, well, way, way back in the 1940s. They were typical American kids, average in every way. This is Tommy. You notice he was a thumbsucker, a habit which he eventually gave up about a year ago. This is Tommy's brother, Dickie. We see here at the age of 3 with glasses. He always had perfect vision, but they kept him out of fights. Now here's a shot of the boys with their mother. The lady sitting down is Grandma Remick, otherwise known as the Smothers brothers' mother's mother. Now here are Tom and Dick at ages 5 and 4. Well, the years passed, and being extremely patriotic, the boys enlisted at a very young age. Now, actually, this was taken at Southwestern Military Academy. And it gives you a deep feeling of security, doesn't it? As you can see, they both were athletically inclined. This is Dickie running the 4-minute mile in 12 minutes. Tommy can still do this handstand, and I hear frequently does at parties or in nice restaurants. Now, as they grew to manhood, they had a hankering for show business. They started out as a trio. Unfortunately, they felt the one in the middle had no talent. They decided to go it alone. From their first appearance at the Purple Onion in San Francisco, they were crowd pleasers, playing to enthusiastic audiences like this, and this, and this. Now, which brings us to the present, to a moment that I am very pleased to share with all of you. So now, out to Hollywood, where we present the vastly talented Tom and Dick Smothers.
Oh, how I wish I was in Peoria, Peoria, tonight. Oh, how I miss those girls in Peoria.
Wait a minute, Tommy. I know you're nervous and everything, but you gotta get the words right.
I'm not nervous,
You're nervous. I know you're nervous. Now,
I'm not nervous.
Well, admit it. You're nervous.
I'm not nervous.
You mean you're not even a little bit?
I'm not nervous at all. Threw up a little while ago, but
well, I knew
nervous
it.
at all.
I knew he was nervous because the first moment I saw you this morning, you looked upset to me. But it's understandable, you know. This is the, first show, big comedy show for us, and, I'm a little bit nervous myself.
Huh.
Really.
Once you throw up, you'll feel a lot better. Go on, why don't you welcome the people to the show?
No. You better do it. I'm nervous. Since you're not nervous, you welcome the people.
I'm as cruel as a cucumber.
Okay, then. What?
Cruel as a cucumber.
Cucumber, okay. Well, you welcome the people, and I really want you to sell it, okay? Really sell it.
Welcome to the Smothers Comedy Brothers Hour.
It's the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. With guest stars Jim Nabors, Gil St. John, and special guest star Ed Sullivan. Nelson Riddle and his orchestra, and the Anita Kerr Singers. Brought to you by Johnson's Pledge. Pledge for wax beauty instantly as you dust.
There were some alligators, you know. Need the Riddle? Look at it. And the next one is...
Playtime's over. Now what? Pledge and your dust cloth. That's what. With the ease of dusting alone, Pledge dusts, cleans, and shines. Waxed beauty instantly as you dust. And now, Pledge has a new push-button top with a guided spray. It puts the Pledge where you want it, every time.
What a beautiful view. Did you know you were looking through glass? And what a beautiful floor. Did you know you were looking through clear? Clear floor wax. Clear is the wax that dries clear as glass, never yellows. Clear lets the true beauty of a floor shine through, just as though you were looking through glass. If you want to enjoy the true beauty of your floors, look at them through Clear. Clear, the floor wax that dries clear as glass, never yellows. Clear from Johnson Wax.
From Television City in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, meet the Smothers Brothers.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I would also like to thank Mr. Sullivan for that terrific introduction. Wasn't it a good one?
Certainly was terrific.
All right. Yes, I think it is. And it's certainly exciting for my brother and I to be here tonight and open up our new comedy hour.
Another opening,
It's the first
another
time-
show. Another opening, another show in Philly, Boston, or Baltimore.
Well, since we're now officially open with that wonderful opening number, I would like to officially welcome our wonderful guests, Jim Nabors and the beautiful Jill St. John.
You know,
and then
but
after...
that's not all.
What do you mean that's not?
I've got a surprise for my brother and for most everybody out here in Fun Fact TV land.
Yeah?
All the shows that start off their first shows, all the shows generally have, you know, like Dean Martin, they all have their friends come on, just drop by and say hi. They don't have anything to do with the show.
Walk-ons.
Like Dean
call it
Martin
walk-ons.
have Joy Bishop, maybe
Yeah,
Frank
big stars.
Sinatra, Sammy Davis. They'll just drop by, everybody screams and
Yeah,
yells
and
and goes
they
wild.
call them walk-ons. And you've arranged for walk-ons on our show?
Yeah, a lot of my
You've done that?
you know, a lot of my big-time friends are
Tommy,
gonna drop by and,
I'm proud of you.
So, yeah.
And you're right, the big shows do have walk-ons.
That's
Now,
true.
who are they and when are they going to come on?
Well, see, I can't very well say exactly who they are when they're coming on because then people will know who they are. This way we'll hold curiosity and everybody will be excited, you know, and get a kind of a kick out of it when they come on.
That's a great idea. Now, why don't you introduce our number, okay?
Okay, the number we're going to do.
Yeah, our first number, big number. Introduce it.
Songs from other lands.
Be nervous now.
We like to do a song from our Latin American neighbors to the south. A song about our Latin America's and Latin American neighbors, only friends, only through understanding of their mores and the languages of these people. Only through this way can we understand them. We should not think of these people from other lands as being strange or different because they act and dress differently and they have a different language.
They're no different.
We should not think of them as being different.
That's right.
They're weird.
No, they are not weird.
We've got to keep tyranny out of Latin America and South America by only through understanding. Friends, let us reach across with that warm handshake as we reach across
Isthmus.
As we reach across the isthmus. Let's grasp our Latin American neighbors in a handshake of warmth, friendship. Let's grasp them in a handshake and smile. And show warmth and friendship and brotherly love to these people, our Latin American neighbors. Remember, we need their coffee, their rubber, that cocoa.
That's no reason to be friendly. You have to be sincere now.
You know where this song is from, our Latin American
Where?
song from? This is a song from Venezuela. It parallels the world-famous Venezuelan umbrella dance, or rain dance, as we all know it, from Venezuela.
That's right.
People dance around. It's a ritual dance where the umbrella is bedded in the sand.
It's what?
Embedded in the sand, and they dance around this umbrella and pray for rain. It's a Venezuelan umbrella rain dance.
I'm not clear on this, though. Is this a ceremonial dance or is it actually a practical dance? Do they get rain? I mean, does rain get in the umbrella? Does it work? And these people dance around, do they do it for a ceremonial occasion, or does it actually rain when they dance?
Do you mean 3 or 4 gallons will fall right in an umbrella?
I'm asking you, do you?
Yes, it does. Thousands of these people will dance around. These Venezuelans are a wild, colorful group of people dancing around and around this umbrella, praying for rain.
Now,
Thousands of them.
How many?
Thousands.
No, I mean, seriously, I know you're...
Hundreds. There's hundreds
Tommy,
of these.
around one umbrella, now how many?
Several people show up. They dance around and they pray for rain. As remember, all of us really, in essence, can be members of the Peace Corps in our minds. If just through understanding of this
wait a
song.
minute, Tommy, I want to interject something right here. I don't know if you know, or a lot of people know that we have actually hundreds of American citizens, Peace Corps members right now, working in Venezuela, furthering our image as America, the benevolent country, and working very hard at teaching them our mores and our sense of values.
Right now, down in Venezuela, there's hundreds of Peace Corps members down there, building umbrellas for these people that dance. You'll notice right as we go into this song that it's very Latin or Mexican or flamenco in nature, Spanish. It's a very fiery type of music. The language we sing this in is the native language, Venezuelese. And you'll notice the guitar stylings as my magic fingers flick across in a flamenco style of music. This umbrella dance where they dance around the umbrella and pray for rain is very similar to the world-famous Mexican hat dance we've all heard about.
Tommy, it's, you could say it's analogous to it.
You can say it's analogous to the world-famous Mexican hat dance where they dance around the hat. Pray for hair. I made that up.
Hey!
One, two, three, four.
Havana, Gila, Havana, Gila, Venas, Havana, 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 Venas,
Woo! The rains are coming! Woo! Muchas agua! Whoopee! Hey! Great.
Well, it's a What do you think of that?
As opposed to what?
Man to man. Man to man. Man to man, smoke a Roy Tan blunt.
Man to man, smoke a Roy Tan. Man to man, smoke a Roy Tan cigar. Man to man, smoke a Roy Tan. For a taste that is better by far.
Go with a leader, Roy Tan. Flavor and mildness have made Roy Tan America's best-selling 10-cent cigar. And a cigar that sells fast, tastes fresh. For a really fine-tasting 10-cent cigar, enjoy the fresh Roy Tan Blunt.
Man Man to man, smoke a Roy Tan. Man to man, smoke a Roy Tan cigar. Man to man, smoke a Roy Tan. For a taste that is better by far.
Enjoy Roy Tan in the blunt or 10 other sizes.
The young lady on our show tonight is Miss Jill St. John, one of Hollywood's most glamorous new stars. She's beautiful and a fine performer. And we're delighted to have a guest of such dimensions with us. Miss Dimensions, let's have a warm hand for Miss Jill St. John.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. B is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore. And love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game or two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. B is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore. Can love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game or two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you.
Love, love, hooray for love.
Who was ever too blasé for love?
Make this a night for love.
If we have to fight, let's fight. For to love. L-O-V-E, love. And that's jazz. Thank you, Tommy.
You know, I certainly have admired you over the past 3 minutes. No, I mean, you're a fine, fine actress and a fine performer. I like the way you get in your dramatic parts, and you have such essence. You get into with the feeling of dramatic poignancy and love and freshness and springtime, and the way you're a princess walking. Do you mess around? No? No, you are. You're a fine actress and a very beautiful, and you have a very beautiful body.
Tommy, gentlemen refer to it as a figure.
You have a very fine figure, covered by your body. Every time you open your mouth, you just exude sex. You really...
that's not me, Tommy.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no, I just interpret the author.
Now you...
No, what's sexy are the words that are written for the character.
No, anything you say just knocks me out.
That's awfully sweet of you to say that.
I know. No, for example, say spinach.
Spinach.
Say artichoke.
Artichoke.
You knocked me out. Well, I did. Say hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
No girl ever talked to me like that.
Wait a minute, Tommy. Now, wait a minute.
Just a
What
second,
do you think
I'm
you're
finished.
doing?
Just say, Shut up. Say rotunda.
No, Tommy. Now, we've got
I wanted to say rotunda.
All right, I'll say it. Rotunda. Well.
Not bad, huh?
No, this is not too bad. I don't know what I did. Well,
say rotunda.
Will you be quiet? Doesn't taste too bad. Jill, why don't you run off and get ready for the scene we've got planned, all right?
Okay.
Jill has a costume change. As we would like to have our show reflect a certain amount of culture, we are going to do one of William Shakespeare's great classics, Romeo and Juliet. Now, we'll be doing this in modern dress. Now, as we
I
set
don't want to be wearing the dress.
Tommy, modern dress does not mean you wear a dress.
You say that I was going to wear it.
I did not. Now, don't. Just, you go off and get ready. Go ahead.
I don't want to wear
Go
a
ahead.
dress.
Go ahead. We have selected this very moving lyric tragedy of star-crossed lovers because my brother Tommy would like to expand his horizons into the more aspiring dimensions of the performing arts. Now, the setting for this play is Verona, Italy, the time, the 14th century. Miss St. John plays the part of Juliet. Juliet is a beautiful noblewoman whose father has betrothed her to a kinsman, not knowing that she is secretly married to Romeo.
My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Dear love, adieu.
Boy, she knocks me out. Now, my brother, Tom, plays the part of Romeo. Romeo is a somewhat handsome teenager. As I say, Romeo was a somewhat handsome teenager, an impassioned youth, torn between honor, loyalty, and his hopeless love. And he was racked with anguish of awakening desire.
Nevermore, quoth the raven, nevermore.
In this climactic death scene, one of the most moving ever written, Romeo enters the tomb where Juliet lies.
Romeo enters the tomb where Juliet lies.
He looks upon the still features of his love.
He looks upon the still features of his love.
In his hand is a ruby-encrusted goblet of poison.
In his hand is a ruby-encrusted goblet of poison.
Romeo drinks the poison.
Romeo leaves the tomb.
You do not leave the tomb.
I'll stay, but I'm not going to drink any poison.
Now, if you're supposed to drink the poison, if you don't want to drink the poison, forget Shakespeare, forget everything, Tom. Go ahead, forget it.
Okay, then I'll drink the poison.
Great.
I'm not going to like it.
Romeo kisses Juliet, kills himself, and victorious in the end, he dies.
I kill myself, and victorious in the end, I kiss Juliet.
No. You kiss Juliet, then you kill yourself. Kiss Juliet, then you kill yourself. Kiss, kill, die.
Kill, kiss, die.
No. You kiss first and you kill later. Now, may I go on and set the scene?
So be it. That is the question.
That is the question. The scene takes place in the Capulet tomb in Verona. Juliet lies in a trance, having taken a potion which simulates death. Romeo enters, his mind poised on the precipice of indecision.
Kiss, kill, die. Kiss before kill, except after see. Here lies Juliet. Oh, my love. Death has sucked the breath of thy honey breath. Breath of thy old arms, eyes. Take thy last look. And lips, oh, you doors of breath, sealed with the righteous kiss. Kiss first, kill. A dateless bargain to engrossing death. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary. Not bad for poison. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I kill me.
What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison I see hath been his timeless end. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make me die. Nay, I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There, rest, and let me die.
Hark, something hath awakened me. I think it be my smashed and broken ribs. I should have taken Riddle poison, then I should have not felt so pain so much. Juliet still lives? Yea. This is truly her body.
Figure.
I mean figure.
Romeo.
Romeo.
Romeo, dost thou still live?
Yes, I dost, but briefly. For forsooth, soon I pass my mortals from these remains.
And I will join thee.
How much time dost thou think ere we have still ere we die?
I judge it to be 1/4 of an hour. Oh, Romeo, I don't know what to say.
Say rotunda.
We asked the 4th Street gang to build us a bathtub ring, and they built a beauty in a tub with a window. Now watch new Crew bathroom cleaner power dirt off with half the work of gritty cleanser. Through the window, look how Crew cuts through stubborn bathtub ring and powers it off without scrubbing. Then wipes disinfectant clean without rinsing. Just once over, you're through. It's half the work of gritty cleanser. And Crew disinfects thoroughly as it cleans. Crew from Johnson Wax. It powers dirt off with half the work of gritty cleanser. Keeps them handy for the gang.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great voice of Jim Nabors.
The impossible dream to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strong with his last ounce of courage, to reach the unreachable star, to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable fall, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to run where the brave dare not go, though the road be forever too high, to try when you're wayward and weary, to reach the unreachable star, to reach the unreachable star, for you know it's impossibly high, to live with your heart striving upward, to reach the unreachable star.
Jim, I gotta say, you really have a great, great voice. That was just beautiful. And I want to thank you very much for being with us here tonight, too.
Well, I want to thank you for asking me. I'm really proud to be here on your first show.
Let me ask you a question,
And I want to wish you and Tom the best of luck.
Oh, thank you very much. I want to ask you this question. Now, I've heard that song sung by a number of singers, but you really sound like, well, when you sing the song, you sound like you really mean the words.
Well, that's because I do. You see, that song comes from a musical called, about the great Don Quixote, and he sings it himself, and it really says what every man feels inside.
Oh, then you mean, in every man is a little bit of Don Quixote.
That's it.
Well, I don't remember too much about him.
Oh, you remember Don Quixote. He was this real old feller, lived in Spain, old man. It's kind of a Spanish Walter Brennan. Now, I mean, he was really old, and he was all wrinkled and gray, and he had red hair, and he wore this suit of armor because he thought he was a knight.
And what was Don Quixote looking for?
Well, he was looking for dragons and virtuous women.
Really? Well, how did he do?
He found a lot of dragons.
Well, I happen to know that there are no dragons.
Well, even so, there was more of them than there was of the other.
Well, that's how it goes. But don't you think it's sort of stupid for an intelligent man like Don Quixote to spend all his life searching for something that doesn't exist?
Well, don't you see? That's the whole point of the song, is to have the impossible dream. It's to striving for the exalted goal that counts. You know, like Arlene Francis on What's My Line? Did you ever watch them people? They're just as happy as catbirds when they're looking for the clues and asking, but the minute they find the mystery guest, they get all depressed.
Well, what did Don Quixote do when he couldn't find any dragons?
Well, you're not going to believe this, That poor old feller, he went up to Holland, and he took on to fighting windmills.
Fighting windmills? Yeah, well, how did he do?
Well, not too good, but one time he wiped out a whole row of tulips. I mean, they's mutilated. They just look pathetic.
I really don't get the point of all this. What is the point you're trying to tell me?
Well, don't you see, that's the whole lesson in the story of Don Quixote for all of us. When the whole world is against you.
Yeah.
And the sky's looking black.
Like today.
And nothing's going your way. And it's all hopeless and it's miserable and dreary.
Yeah.
And everybody's telling you you're wrong and your dream's out of reach. There's only one thing to do.
What is it?
Say rotunda.
We'll be right back with Jim Nabors, Jill St. John, and Ed Sullivan on the second half of the Smothers Comedy Brothers Hour.
Hi there, and welcome back to the second half of the Smothers Comedy Brothers Hour.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of our show. And we'd also like to welcome back Jim Nabors and Jill St. John here in Hollywood.
And Mr. Ed Sullivan in New York.
Tom, Dick, I've been watching your show, and it's darn exciting to see a great new series like yours get underway.
Well, I guess it must be very different from the first show you did about 19 years ago.
Well, it's not really that different, boys, because your eagerness and your talent remind me so greatly of two youngsters on our very first show back in 1948, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Well, that's very flattering, Mr. Sullivan, and my brother and I certainly appreciate your saying that, don't we, Tommy?
Not particularly.
What do you mean, not particularly?
They broke up, didn't they?
Yes, but he didn't mean that he's not comparing us to them because he wants us to break up. He's saying that they're a great act. And then he's saying that he thinks we might be great, too, and it's a compliment. We don't deserve it.
Yes, we do. We deserve it.
What do you mean we deserve it? First you say he shouldn't have said it, and then... Now, come on, Tommy, now make some sense.
Brother Smothers.
Mr. Sullivan wants to say something.
I was about to say that all of us have been admiring how smoothly the first show is going.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't always happen that way. You know, on the first show, I remember the night that Sammy Davis started on our show, and he was doing a sensational tap dance. He was a tiny little boy at the time. The picture went out, so nobody could see him dancing, but all through the east here, they could hear him tapping.
You mean it was just the picture was just dark and they just heard the noise?
That's it. That's there now.
That's certainly a great debut for television.
Well, I think it's time to get on with the show. Now, think this over. Is there anything else I can do for you?
There's one thing you could do for us, Mr. Sullivan.
What's that, Tom?
Well, if you noticed before, earlier in the show, we did a scene from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And I was wondering, your honest opinion, what you thought about my portrayal as when I played Romeo.
Well, I'm glad you asked me, because down at the years, I guess I've seen 30 or 40 great portrayals of Romeo. And last year, as a matter of fact, the great Rudolph Nureyev even danced Romeo on our stage, the stage you're on. He gave a brilliant performance.
Well, I was wondering. I'm just wondering, how does my performance compare, with Nureyev's?
Well, let me put it this way, Tom. There's no comparison.
I guess that makes you feel pretty humble, huh, Tommy?
Yet proud.
Very sincerely. All of us on our show, Bob Preck, Ray Block, all of us, Tim Kiley, wish you two guys tremendous success with the show, and you're going to have it. You're young, you're attractive, you're talented, and you're extremely likable when you stop fighting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sullivan. We appreciate that.
Wasn't that a wonderful thing for Mr. Sullivan to do, to come on our first show? And I think, I really appreciate it, Tommy.
I do too, and if there's anything that I can ever do, him being, Mr. Sullivan being on a premiere show like that, I would like to do something in return, like I'd like to be on his first show.
Well, you can't do that. I appreciate your sentiment, but you can't be on his first show.
I want to be on his first.
Tommy, his first show was 19 years ago.
Well, that probably doesn't make a difference anyway. I've been in...
You couldn't have done it anyway.
I'd have been in second grade, and Mom probably wouldn't give me a note anyway because she wouldn't probably let me get out of class. She'd have probably let you do the show.
Oh, no, for crying out loud,
just
let's
put me on
not
the show.
get into that, Tommy. Let's just say,
'Cause I was in-
don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Impossible.
Can't be done.
Okay, watch. Without tasting it, I'll pick the filter cigarette that tastes best. There, the long one. Filter tip Pall Mall.
Same Pall Mall tobacco?
Identical. Pall Mall's famous length and a filter tip.
Tastes great.
Discover the luxury length cigarette. Filter-tipped Pall Mall, packaged in gold. Outstanding.
And they are mild.
You know, we're very proud to have on our show Nelson Riddle and his orchestra and the most popular new singing group in the country, the Anita Kerr Singers. Right now, Anita and the group join my brother, super sibling Dickie Smothers, as he sings What the World Needs Now. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, oh, but just for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet You know, that was really something, Dick. Hear you singing up there with the group and doing all those
thank
things
you.
together. It's my brother and,
Thank you very much. You know what, Tommy? We were supposed to do a number here, but, you know, you forgot your guitar. Now, how are we going to do the number? You know, we start at the top of the show, I Wish I Was in Peoria, and it's one of my favorite songs. Hey, and we've done that a lot of times.
Hold on, guess what?
What?
One of those people I was talking about just dropped by. One of my...
I'll walk on.
One of
It's
those...
great timing, I'll tell you
people,
that.
you'll recognize this
Bring 'em up.
face. It's going to be a real surprise for you. Come on out, you old son of a gun. Hi there, Artie.
Hi, Tom. It's a real pleasure to be on your first show here.
Well, I was afraid you weren't going to make it.
You kidding? What are friends for?
Oh, how do you do?
Hi, America.
Wow, what a sweet guy. Wow. We're coming all the way over here to...
Tommy, who was that?
Artie.
Artie who?
Artie Bowser.
Artie
One heck of a guy.
Great,
Down at the Coconut Grove there.
Tommy, you don't understand.
Parking cars. He
Tommy.
took his time to go up there and spend a little time with them.
Walk-ons are supposed to be big stars, not car parkers. I've got nothing against...
Nelson, hit it. Oh, wow.
You are dynamite! You're dynamite, and
Please,
you
please,
are
no.
a teddy bear.
Thank you very much.
Hey, listen, I'd really like to stay, but
Yeah.
in a half hour, I come out of a cake.
One after another. That Natalie, she's something.
Tommy, that...
At a
Natalie-
party, you can't have a party without Natalie. She comes out of cakes and
Tom,
everything like that.
this is not a party. This is a show. Now, when you have a walk-on, they're supposed to be stars. Now, how could you do this to me?
Listen, Dean Martin and Sinatra and all those guys, they have their friends walk on.
That's right. Their friends are big stars. Now, you
Doesn't
can't
make-
mention these people in the same breath.
Natalie and Artie are...
Tommy, now, I've had enough of your fooling around. I am serious. That was a selfish, conceited, nonsensical act. You have no concept of your responsibility as a performer to the audience, to the TV audience. You are in the minor leagues. You don't even have a rudimentary grasp of the entertainment values which are necessary to be a success in this field. Do you understand that? Do you? Do you? Answer me, do you?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. All right, let's just go on with the show.
I have just one more friend. Just let me bring one more
You have one more friend. I'm sorry, but you do not have one more friend. We are not going to bring on anybody. You understand that? I don't care who he is or what he does. I don't care if he crawled on his hands and knees from Glendale. Tell him to go. I'm sorry, Tommy. I mean it. You just don't even understand anything.
Sorry, my brother says that can't use you. Don't have any time, Danny, so you just might as well go on home.
Well, it's all right.
So, why don't you just go hang around with Artie Bowser and Natalie Ziegler?
I'll go with them.
Thanks a lot for
your
coming by.
show, and
maybe next time.
Good luck with it. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Wouldn't it be great if you could make him cold-proof? Well, you can't. Nothing can do that. But here's something that may help. Listerine Antiseptic. Have him gargle twice a day with full-strength Listerine. Watch his diet, see he gets plenty of rest, and there's a good chance he'll have fewer colds, milder colds this year. We can't promise to keep your family cold-free, but Listerine may help fight off colds.
What a colossal calamity! The lead singer with a cold and sore throat.
A little sore throat won't keep me from singing.
Well, keep these handy.
You're an optimist. Those candy things?
Nope. Listerine antiseptic throat lozenges. They relieve pain because they're medicated.
Tastes good.
Hey, you were really cool.
So are these. They really help a sore throat.
New Listerine throat lozenges for temporary relief of minor sore throat pain.
Orchestra. Now, Miss St. John, Mr. Nabors, and Mr. Smothers and myself would like to perform a musical tribute to the orchestra in which we will tell you something about the instruments and what they do. The violins play the song, everyone has got to sing along. The violins play the song, everyone has got to sing along. And now, the clarinet, Miss St. John.
The clarinet, she doesn't know it, but you'll learn it yet. The clarinet, she doesn't know it, but you'll learn it yet. And now the horn, Mr. Jim Nabors.
The horn just sneers with scorn. The horn just sneers with scorn.
And now to the percussion section, Mr. Thomas Smothers.
The The drums are never sharp, the drums are never flat, they just go right to the tat-tat-tat-tat. The drums are never sharp, the drums are never flat, they just go right to the tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat, tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
And now we're going to put everything together in a... No, wait a minute. You've already said that before.
I'll play soft.
Drums. You will not play. You just wait for me now.
Dirty
now,
rat.
All right. Mr. Riddle, can you stop the music, please?
Rat-tat-tat.
The drum seems like he wants to make a lot more noise. So go ahead, drums. If you want to drum all you want, just go ahead. We stop the music, we'll stop the show, and we'll wait till we get it all out of your little old system. So if you want to be a drum, go ahead. We'll wait. Go ahead.
I'm through.
No, you are not through. You stopped the music. You wanted to make noise, so you make noise. And if you don't want to, that's tough. Now start making noise.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, that's great. What is that supposed to be?
That's the kettle drum. That's real good.
Good, thank you. I like to do a snare drum now.
Tommy?
I'd like to hear him do the snare drum.
Snare, 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 drum.
All right.
I'm hot now. I like to go right on to the bass snare drum.
Oh, for crying out.
Snare, 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 drum.
I got one.
Oh, yeah. You got one. Oh, that's easy. That's the cymbals.
Right.
Now we'll...
That's status cymbals. I made that up myself.
Hey, wait a minute. I've got one. Those are sex symbols.
She just knocked me out.
You sure got somebody.
It's a figure, dum-dum.
Now, wait a minute.
Looks like a body to me.
Now, wait a minute. Now, come on, orchestra. We're falling apart. Now, we have to sing this song. Now, this is not a body. This is not a figure. This is a, believe it or not, this is a clarinet. You are a horn, and I am a violin.
What am I?
You're a boom boom. And now we're going to put it all together. The violins play the song, and everyone has got to sing along. The violins play the song, everyone has got to sing along.
The clarinet, she does it when we got to sing along. The clarinet, she does it when we got to sing along. The clarinet, she does it when we got to sing along. The clarinet, she does it when we got to sing along.
The drummer never shines, the drummer never fights, they just go run to the tat-tat-tat-tat. The drummer never shines, the drummer never fights, they just go run to the tat-tat-tat-tat. The drummer never shines, the drummer never fights, they just go run to the tat-tat-tat-tat. The drummer never shines, the drummer never fights, they just go run to the tat-tat-tat-tat. The drummer never shines, the drummer never fights, they just go run to the
Ready for you, Mrs. Ames. Just a manicure. Can't have my hair done today. This headache's back. Hello, dear.
Take something?
Usual tablets. Worked fast, then back it came.
Ought to try Vanquish.
Vanquish?
It's new.
Looks different.
Helps you have the short headache.
The short headache.
It goes away and it doesn't come back.
Vanquish helps do that how?
It's made to bring more relief action than the usual round pills.
Well, these work fast.
And Vanquish has something that acts on an important factor in most headache pain.
It does?
Pressure on, vascular nerves. I read up on it. So your headache shouldn't come back. That's the short headache.
The lone pill. The short headache. I'm game.
Ready for your comb out?
Ready for anything, now that I found out about the short headache.
With Vanquish, your headache shouldn't come back. That's the short headache.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for tonight, and we certainly hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it to you.
Our guests for next week will be the stars of Green Acres, Miss Ava Gabor and Mr. Eddie Albert. And before we say goodnight, I would certainly like to thank our guests who appeared tonight, Jim Nabors, Jill St. John, and especially Mr. Ed Sullivan.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my brother and myself for the wonderful job we did. Another great feather in our great caps, as we'd like to thank us very much. Thank you, Dickie Smothers, and thank me, Tommy
Wait a
Smothers.
minute, just slow down for a minute. You do not thank yourself. I know this is new to you, but a host does not thank himself. He thanks his guests and everybody concerned, but you don't thank yourself. That's stupid. That's ridiculous.
Why do you always pick on me?
Why do I pick on you? I do it because you're my brother, and I want you to do things correctly. Tommy, you mean a lot to me.
Then how come that you're always picking on me then?
Why am I? Because you're so stupid, that's why.
Oh, then my brother makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Good night, Tommy.
Good night, Dickie Smothers.
Good night.
What gives Tarryton the taste worth fighting for? Worth fighting for. The bright, inviting taste worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. Tarryton's got a charcoal tip and it's got a white one too. Together they improve that great tobacco taste for you.
Us Tarryton smokers would rather fight
Then switch.
Join the unswitchable smoke Tarryton.
Jim Nabors has appeared tonight through the courtesy of General Foods and Gomer Pyle, USMC. Also appearing in tonight's cast were Pat Polson and Judy Hensky. This is Roger Carroll speaking. The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour was brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, makers of Tarryton, the charcoal tip cigarette with a taste worth fighting for.